This is episode 93, 4 questions to create more clarity. Welcome to Alive by Design. My name is Blake Mallon, and we're here to bring you inspiring people, principles, and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. Open your mind and let's dive in. Hey guys, before you listen to the podcast, I just want to drop in and say I appreciate you for being here, and I'm super excited about this new Walk With Me series. These are solo episodes where I take some time in the middle of my morning run through the Santa Monica Mountains to share some inspired ideas and thoughts on my mind and heart. If you want to join me for any of these conversations live, you can catch me many mornings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/BlakeMallon.page. Would love to see you there. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Walk with me. So I've been having conversations over the last couple days with people all over the world. A lot of people I work with within our community. I'm talking, yes, all over the United States, but Canada, Mexico, a lot of Europe, Italy, Germany, United Kingdom, friends down in Costa Rica, and it's unanimous. Everyone is feeling a shift. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And wherever you are right now on this spinning planet, I know you feel it as well. Conversations on things are, quote unquote, opening up. Little slant of hope and optimism, some positivity, conversation on things are returning to quote unquote normal, whatever that means. It's an exciting time. It's been great to see, obviously, the positive trends in COVID and pandemic, and an amazing feeling to have a light starting to grow at the end of at least this tunnel that it feels like we've been driving through for way too long. Is it just me? Are you guys feeling it? I know in most states and countries, news has been rolling out, and I would expect over the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, that trend of positive news, that trend of opening up, that trend of us getting to whatever this next normal will continue. And I don't want to take anything for granted, so let's all keep putting our positive energy, positive vibes, thoughts, prayers, intentions in that direction, because we all know the world's ready for it. But let's be honest, our vision right now might be a little blurry. How many of you guys, if you were to be brutally honest, where you're at right now is a little blurry, a little fuzzy, a little distorted, coming out of what we've all been through for, coming up on a year and a half. And I want to talk a little bit about creating clarity as we move into this next chapter. Clarity in your life, clarity for you. How many of you honestly could use a little more just clarity right now? Give me some feedback below. And to get really specific, I want to give you a 4-question framework. Real simple 4 questions to ask yourself that, make no mistake about it, although they're simple questions, can have a real profound, instant impact on creating clarity for all of us. I've used these questions throughout my life in various forms, various states, and it is a system that I know will work for you. And what's great is something we can all do, and I bet you'll even start the process as we have our conversation walking together right now, maybe continue the process tonight. And I know once doing so, you're gonna feel better and be more inspired and maybe excited genuinely about turning the page and moving in to this next chapter. Fuzzy, blurry, distorted, and understandable. We've been in kind of a dark tunnel for a little while, and now it's like, whoa, there's a glimpse of light. Let me reorient myself. Beautiful view from the top here. Woo, clear today. Santa Monica that way. If you look close, you can see the pier. Catalina Island's visible today. Malibu in that direction. I'm gonna take a seat on my rock. Oh, elderberry for me this morning. Ketones every day, twice a day, best energy source. How many of you are drinking ketones already? If not, why not? You're missing out. So let's talk about how we go from maybe this fuzzy vision, maybe a little bit disoriented, off track, kind of maybe feeling a funk, and how we create clarity for what is to come in the exciting road ahead. 4 questions to ask ourselves. So let's dive in. First question, real simple. Where are you right now? I know some of you guys are like, Blake, you just asked me. I commented below. I'm in the UK. I'm in California. I'm in. No. Really. Where are you right now? You guys, this isn't me asking you. This is me giving you a question to ask yourself. And this is a question of absolutely brutal honesty with yourself. You don't got to tell me. You don't got to tell anybody else. But this is a check-in from you to you. Where are you right now? Where are you in your health right now? No guilt. Yes, this isn't about guilt. You know that's not me. I wouldn't put that on you, but I want you to ask yourself, like, be real, where are we with your health right now? You know, there's so many people over the last pandemic season that, for whatever reason, health has slipped, right? There's so many people that have resorted to overeating, right? Or eating less healthy than maybe we would like. I know the trends in the alcohol business have skyrocketed over the last year and a half. And I laugh, but it's not really a laughing matter. You know, when people are at home, have a lot of idle time, have a lot of things they're dealing with, a lot of times many of us resort to burying all of that in food in some way or alcohol in some way, right? Gyms were closed, right? A lot of times parks were closed. Some people fell off the fitness wagon, the exercise wagon, maybe doing a lot less activity outside. And maybe while at one point it was restricted, when it reopened, we haven't got back on the horse. We haven't put the train back on the tracks, right? We haven't restarted. And I'm just asking you to ask yourself, right? Where are you right now? Where are you when it comes to your health? Where are you when it comes to your close relationships? I mean, there's been so much strain on a radical shift in environment, a radical shift in living situations, a radical shift in career situations. Guys, that's going to put new circumstances, right? New challenges, new dynamics on all relationships, significant others, spouses, family members, close friends, right? Where are you right now when it comes to the relationships that are important to you? Are they where you want them to be? Have they gotten strained or tweaked? Is there repair needed or forgiveness needed or communication needed? Finances, where are you right now? We all know there's been a lot of transition in business, companies, categories, radical transition in the way income is being made, right? A lot of uncertainty in the economic conditions. Where are you right now when it comes to your financial situation? Work, business, career. Where are you right now? So guys, when I ask the question, where are you right now? I'm talking about a real checkup from the neck up, a real internal conversation, a real strip away the facade, strip away the I'm fine, everything's good, right? The automatic answers. And you got to check in with yourself and be brutally honest. Where are you right now? You guys, this isn't a negative conversation. This is because for us to decide the next step, right? For us to decide the next question, for us to turn a page to a new chapter, for us to know, right, where we want to go, you have to know first where you really are. And so often we fall into a automatic routine. We fall into a, right, automatic way of living, a default way of living, that we forget to kind of stop, pause, check in with ourselves and be brutally honest. Where are you? So that's the first question you have to ask, right? If we're talking about creating clarity, removing the fuzz, right? We got to first realize, like, where are we? Where are we? Where am I right now? Right? Let me check in with myself. Where am I with my health? Am I where, right, I want to be? Have I gone a couple steps backwards, a couple steps forwards, right? Am I paused with my relationships, with my finances? That's the first question, right? And you got to be brutally honest. Second question, right? After we realize where we are, now we have a starting point, right? And that's an empowering place to be. You got to know first where you are in order to ask the second question. The second question you can probably guess is, okay, now that we know where we are, where do you want to go? It's a fun question, okay? Great, I know where I'm sitting. I know where I'm at. This isn't about good or bad, or right or wrong, right? Guilt or no guilt. This is about just understanding what spot you're at so that you can ask the next question. Is, okay, now that I know where I'm at and I'm being brutally honest, where do I want to go? And you guys, this is a real question. This is a question of clarity in the direction you want to go. You guys, it's no different than getting in your car and popping a destination in the navigation, right? In order to get somewhere, two things have to be true. The car has to know where you're at and has to know where you want to go. If it doesn't know where you're at, it can't give you directions. And it doesn't know where you want to go, it can't give you directions. Well, same thing in life. If you don't know where you're at and you don't know where you want to go, you don't have the 2 points by which to make a decision. So second question is, where do you want to go? And you guys, with this one, I recommend putting something in your hand to write with, right? Grab the pen. Right, grab the pencil, open up the journal, grab a piece of paper, and let things flow. There's a different dynamic when you have something in your hand and you're writing and you let thoughts flow, right, from your brain to the paper. It doesn't have to be neat. I mean, I'll be the first to admit my writing these days looks more like hieroglyphics than it does like English. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that you flow ideas. Doesn't have to be organized, doesn't have to be neat. Nobody else has to be able to even understand it, but pencil out. Where do you want to go? In all the categories that are important to you. I'm mentioning a couple of them. By no means am I mentioning all of them. You got to decide where you got to check in where you're at and where you want to go. But some of the big ones usually are the ones I mentioned. Where do you want to go with your health as we turn the page, as this light at the end of the tunnel becomes closer? Like, what decisions do you want to make when it comes to your health? Is it time to make a shift? Is it time to set a goal? Is it time to shift a diet? Is it time to start to supplement? Is it time to get back on the exercise routine? Is it time to, right? Where do you want to go? When it comes to your relationships, those close to you, where do you want to go? What are some things that are important? What needs to be mended? What communication needs to be happened? What needs to be elevated? When it comes to your finances, right? Where do you want to go? When it comes to your work, right? Your career, your mission, where do you want to go? We got to define goals. So I'm asking you right now, right? You got to recalibrate. But Blake, I set goals at the beginning of the year. I don't care. We're like almost halfway through the year. Recalibrate, right? Recalibrate. Are the goals you set still on track? If you haven't set goals, there's no better time than now, right? So we got to write and define where we want to go for the things that are important to us. Without the starting point of where we're at and the destination point of where we're going, by all means, how do you make decisions every single day? Where does your time go? Where does your life go? You got to create the context. So where are you, right? Where do you want to go? The third question, and maybe arguably the most important question, why is that important to you? Because this is a question of emotion. Emotion, energy in motion, emotion. This is where you find your fire. This is where you find your ignition, your activation, right? The passion, the desire level to move you into action, to move you forward, to be the catalyst. You guys, without knowing why all those are important, you're going to know where you're at and have goals on a piece of paper, but you're not going to activate to move toward them. So you got to spend time asking the question, well, why are those things that you define and where you want to go, why is that important? Why are those health goals important to you, right? Why are those relationship goals or business goals or finance goals important to you? And I'll give you guys a little hint. When you ask yourself why, the first answer is not usually the real answer. You gotta, in my experience, ask the question why at least 5 times and sometimes many more to get to the root, right? You might say, well, fixing my diet's important. Well, why is that important? Well, I want to be healthy. Well, why do you want to be healthy? Well, because I really want to have more energy. Well, why do you want to have more energy? Well, because I really want to be able to keep up with my kids and do the things that are fun and live life. Well, why is that important to you? Well, because I want to maximize my time, right, on this planet, right? I want to be able to have the vitality to do the things I love for as long as I can. Well, why is that important? Why? At least 5 times and sometimes many more until you get to a real why that's visceral. You guys know what I mean by visceral? When I say emotion, like it elicits an emotion inside of you. That's why I say find your fire. You hit a trigger that moves you into action. And normally it's not the first answer you give yourself or the second or the third, but when you get to 5, 6, 7, you get to a real answer of why those goals of where you want to go are actually important. Guys, the why is what matters. We all got to take a lesson from our youth. All right, parents out there, I know you can relate, right? Mine are young. My daughter turns 3 here in a couple of weeks. My son, 5.5. And one of their favorite questions is why? We should never stop asking why. So we got to find the fire, right? What's your fire? Why are those things important? Do you have it? Is it visceral? Is it emotional? Is it moving you in a direction? And if you know where you're at and you know where you want to go, but you're having a hard time, quote unquote, motivating yourself, it's this third question that you got to spend time on. It's the activation, right? That's going to move you forward. You got to find that why into each of the things that are important. Otherwise, they're just going to be goals on a list. So where am I, right? Where are you? Where do you want to go, right? Why is that important? And after you have clarity on those things, then the only other question to ask, you guys can probably guess it, is, well, how do I get there? And the irony in today's day and age is the how is probably the easiest part. In a day and age where you're literally a click away from any answer you want, where I guarantee the majority of places you want to go, things you want to do have already been done. And not only have only been done by probably many people, there's probably a bunch of answers out there, people willing to help you do what they did. There's always a click away to a mentor, an audiobook, a podcast, right? The how-to, the strategy, the course, the curriculum. The how today is easier than ever. Now, maybe a couple decades ago, it was different. Maybe the strategy, right, was the hard part. But today, the how is not the hard part. You can find the mentor. You can plug into the environment. You can seek out or search the strategies. They are all out there if you have the right intention to go find what you're looking for. And I promise you guys, that's the truth, right? You might have to shift an environment and find the people that are going to support you and where you want to go, but the environment is there. You might have to find a mentor, right, that has done what you did, but the mentors are there. You might have to find a new vehicle to get to where you want to go, right? But the vehicles are there. I guarantee you the answers to your questions are there on the how if you have the intention to go find them. And if you know, right, where you are, where you want to go, why that's important, you're going to have the intention to go find out how, right? The strategy, the next steps to get to where you want to go. And I mean literally for everything that you're going to talk with yourself about. The how to improve your health, to how to find the right supplements, to how to elevate your energy, to how to shift your diet, to how to improve your relationship, to how to improve your communication, to how to forgive who you need to forgive, to how you got to make money remote or have a plan B or start your side hustle or start your side gig or shift your environment or turn your passion into a profit, whatever you define as what's next for you. I promise you, as soon as you create that clarity and put your intention in that direction and start to search, you'll find the answers. And the world has a really funny way when you put the intention out there. Sometimes the answers just find you. And I don't want to get too weird, but guys, it's the way things work. We all have a manifestation muscle, and it's more powerful than you realize. But you got to get that muscle working for you by doing the work, and these 4 questions will help you guys start to do that work. Those things will go from blurry, fuzzy, disoriented, to some clarity as we turn the page. Guys, we're in the middle of a shift. The light at the end of the tunnel is getting bigger. Doesn't matter where you are, where you're from. It's happening right now across the world. And I hope and I pray it will continue to move that direction. I feel it's coming soon. And I want all of you guys to have this conversation with yourself. Do it tonight. Do it now. Do it this week. Maybe some of you guys are doing it in your head while we're talking. But put that pen to paper and do it soon. And follow those questions. Where are you right now? Brutal honesty. Where do you want to go? Creating clarity. Why is that important? Emotion. Find your fire. And how are you going to get there? The strategy, guys, and the answers are out there if you put your intention in that direction. One more view from the top. Beautiful day. Always appreciate rates and reviews. So if it's been a while since you dropped by, livebydesign.com/subscribe, leave a rating, leave a review. I read all of them. And feel free to share and spread the love and spread the word. In the meantime, here's to a light at the end of the tunnel getting bigger, a shift in energy across the world, and all of us creating clarity as we move together into this next chapter that I know for all of us has the possibility of being better than ever. Until the next time we walk together, take care, everybody. Hey guys, one last thing. I'm super excited that this new podcast, Alive by Design, just went live. You see, I designed the show to bring you inspired thoughts and fascinating conversations with the world's most impactful people, to provide transformative principles and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. And I'd love for you to help me spread the word now. Simply subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on this platform right now. So if I've ever given you value, please do me this personal favor and go subscribe now. And if you found today's episode helpful in any way, make sure you share this with at least one friend today. You have the power right now to change someone's day. So send them a text message with a link to alivebydesign.com, or simply copy and paste the link right from this podcast platform. Who's one person you know right now that you want to see succeed, that you want to see grow, that you want to see feel more alive? Shoot them a text with your largest takeaway from today and be a light in their day. And if you were referred here by a friend, make sure you shoot them a text back and say thank you. I'd love to hear from you directly on what you got from today's podcast. So if you're up for it, drop by my Instagram @BlakeMallon and shoot me a DM. And as always, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful for you, and I hope our time together today in some small way helped you feel a little more alive. Until next time.